wanna read you something. Is there anything in this universe that ages better than Jennifer Lopez? Yes, of course, a steak. Last time we dry aged meat on this channel, it was great. We took a big piece of tenderloin which I put in a special dry aging bag and let that sit in the fridge for 1 month. The result? A funky flavorful piece of meat that pleased my mouth. So I figured if dry aging for 30 days is great, it means dry aging for 3 months must be amazing, right? Well, not so fast. It turned out to be a disaster, an amateur mistake where too much meat moisture was lost in the process. But can we rebrand this mistake to cured meat miracle? The meat law says so let's take a closer look. So the meat I'm gonna play with is tenderloin, that piece from which filet mignon, French for small piece, was born. By the way, is it still called filet mignon if I eat an entire tenderloin? I don't know you guys, but what I know is that I wanna dry age this meat at home in my regular fridge. Home project otherwise impossible without Umai dry aging bag. For those not part of the meat club, dry aging is an ancient process where substandard cuts are aged with the hope for a more tender texture, a funkier cheesy aroma, and a more interesting meat experience. Usually, this is done in dedicated refrigerators with controlled humidity and microorganism environments. But for us home cooks, there is a trick. Using these bags that act as a membrane, allowing for oxygen and moisture to pass through the bag both ways, in and out. This will do the trick of dry aging at home in your regular fridge. With that being said, let's bag our small experimental piece of tenderloin, tie it up with cable ties, put it in the fridge for 3 months, and say a prayer to the meat gods. 3 months later, he's our little Frankenstein. Red as a Bordeaux wine, hard as a matte exam, and slim as a Victoria's Secrets model. During dry aging, of course, the meat loses a lot of water, causing the flavor to concentrate. How much water are you asking? Well, in this experiment we started with 1585 grams and now we have 793 grams, so we have a 50% weight drop. Holy smokes, that's not right. Is this normal or something went horribly wrong? A quick search on Bing reveals the truth. According to Pat Lefrida, we should see a 35% weight drop after 4 months and we have 50% after 3 months. Well, fuck it. At this point the damage is beyond repair, so I suggest cooking some steaks and enjoying life. I'm gonna cut an experimental piece out of it and this is so hard to cut through. Anyways, after managing to cut a piece, carefully undress the meat as during the dry aging process it developed this Bordeaux red colored dress made out of world's deepest mysteries. Once the exterior of the meat is cleaned like this, I'll grill the steak in a hot in her 20s cast iron pan until medium rare stage or some sort of a stage has been achieved. Nothing left to do now than devouring it. Very flavorful but dry. Drier than English humor, drier than a Guinness factory invaded by Irishmen. And as I was chewing on my hard work and dedication, I couldn't stop wondering, where did all the water go? Did it vanish into thin air, reverse Big Bang style into the ancestral beginning of this mess we call society? Yes and no, allow me to explain since it smells like science. During dry aging meats, a lot of water evaporates. How the hell does that happen without boiling? Well, water molecules are held together by weak hydrogen chemical bonds, a structure similar to an extended Italian mafia soprano style big family. A molecule might have enough energy and courage to break free from that soprano structure and go its own way to become vapor. And that's okay, totally normal during dry aging. But the evaporation process is highly encouraged in drier environments like a fridge where more water will be lost. Also, when the fridge is open, the air pressure inside it drops significantly. Look, this is me trying to pick a wine from the fridge. Now this one, maybe this, I don't know, I'll grab all of them. Just pick one already and close the door. Sorry guys, they're like my children. Now, since I opened the fridge for too long, the pressure dropped. Okay, so what? Well, less air pressure will be put on that water structure and easier it will be for the water molecules to escape. Adding the fact that I started with a smaller piece of meat, more prone to dehydration, and that's how we end up with 50% weight drop and an eatable steak. Or maybe, hold on, maybe I can rebrand it to something else like cured meats. Yes, brilliant idea. After all, that's what I do with my sadness, I rebrand it to jokes on YouTube. Dehydration, one of the first processes of curing meats, is quite similar to what I did to this meat. It allows for time and air to do their job on a piece of meat until its water weight dropped 40%. Our has 50% water drop, so far so good. Of course, salt or pink salt, also known as nitrates, can be used in order to avoid meat spoilage during curing, which my meat unfortunately does not contain. So, is this safe to eat raw as cured meat? I'd say so. The biggest threat here would be dying of botulism, a life-threatening condition produced by toxins released by Clostridium botulinum, a bacteria that enjoys low oxygen environments like a closed bag. Uh-oh. Well, hold on, remember what I told you about the bags? It allows for oxygen exchange with the exterior, so I think I'm safe. Let's give it a try as cured meats, shall we? I'll cut it into really thin citrus slices, no big hunks of meat here. God forbid I enjoy this life more than I'm allowed to. Here goes nothing, see you on the other side, folks. I mean, it tasted good, it lacks seasoning, but pleasant beefy aroma, funky French cheese vibes, pretty decent I'd say for a dry aging disaster. Alright guys, and that's a wrap on this disastrous dry aging meat experience, maybe a new path to curing meats, who knows. I definitely recommend giving dry aging a try, but stick with the 3 to 4 weeks range. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed spending time with me, smash that subscribe button. Also, teach that to the algorithm who's boss and like a comment on the video, and until next time, remember, life is hard, get used to it.